Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jojin Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I am Won-Jin.
Today we're going to talk about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, aka Aquaman 2, starring Jason Momoa. Full spoilers ahead for the whole movie and every DC movie ever released, every Marvel movie ever released. And I guess it's kind of pointless these days with spoiler warning, but we're going to keep doing it until you tell us it's not necessary. Here we go.
All right.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Hey, I had a great time actually with the movie. I went to theater because what's up ZZ, and shout out to Zach Milne does movies too. Me and Won-Jin, we remember your reply, man. We still haven't come up with an icon for our channel yet, but that's a work in progress. But you're a great inspiration for us. I go to your channel every time I have time, and shout out to you. But hey. Because Won-Jin watched this first, and I asked him about how the movie was, and he said he liked the first one better. So I was already worried about, because in my mind I'm thinking Venom 2, I'm thinking Shazam 2, and the whole DC situation, right? So I intentionally bought a bottle of whiskey, put it in my jacket, because I was like, in case if this gets boring, I'm gonna start drinking, right? But I ended up not needing it because I had a great time actually.
That's like what the alcoholics in the movies do. They have that flask,
and
they like put it in the pocket.
No, because like Won-Jin, come on, we've been through so many superhero movies now, and then one of the things I don't like about the theater is that I'm trapped there, especially for a bad movie because I paid $20 for a ticket, and no, Zezzy, you cannot do that. You can buy beer in it, but I smiled at the lady who was on the ticket, and I said, "Yeah, here we go," and then I just went there and I went to the corner. So, but in my defense, though, I ended up not needing it because the movie, I think James Wan, the director, is a visual genius.
Yeah,
because there were some scenes that I thought was magnificent,
and we saw the same thing in the first Aquaman movie. Remember when Amber Heard and Jason Momoa were like diving deep into the sea, and then those like piranha kind of things were like chasing them? That was visually like very comic book like, and also it gave me a lot of like horror movie vibe. It was very well executed visually.
And I think he's a great artistic director because some of the machine design and the creature design, and even Aquaman's design, I really enjoyed again. I love the scale too.
Yeah.
Like,
not the fish scale.
Yeah. Like the scale of the kingdom, and there were moments where I think you said it before we started the cast, like Lord of the Ring vibes. I also love James Wan's artistry, where he's very good at like hybridizing all these different elements. Not just Lord of the Rings, but it's also tech. So you got to remember we're like in this post Iron Man world. So like some of it looked magical, some of it looked really high tech, some of it also like fantasy elements. But the problem for me was the editing, I think. Like I'm sure everybody knows the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp debacle. I honestly felt like they should have just kept Amber Heard. Like I didn't even mind her like thing with Johnny Depp, to be honest.
In the movie, I did not really understand why Aquaman was being a single dad while the mother was still there.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why is he a single dad?
No, but I just felt like, because for me, I know everybody's different. For me, I can always separate the art from the artist. If they were gonna do this, I thought they should just keep Amber Heard's scenes, because like it was obvious to me that she was impossible to delete. And
especially in the first movie, she was amazing in the first movie.
She was, and then in this movie too, like she was in the last battle.
Yeah.
And every important moment, I just felt like the movie should have been like 20 minutes longer. I just felt like they were like wholesale dialogue between like maybe her interaction with the other characters just missing. So the movie unintentionally felt like because you know what I like about the first movie was there was a build up.
Yeah.
There was a traditional structure of introduced the character.
And also it was like the hero's journey.
Yeah. And then it went to a climax. Here, because of the pieces missing, I felt like I wanted more emotional build-up until the climax. And then I just felt like the movie just fast-forwarded a little. And it kind of lessened the dramatic effect of those scenes.
I felt... I completely understand. The problem with me for this movie is that it touches a little bit of everything, but never goes deep enough. That's my take on this movie. That was one of the issues. So we can see like Aquaman is going through a lot of different things. Being a single dad, being a king, it kind of sucks for him.
Yeah,
and his relationship with his brother. All these things are just kind of mentioned, but they never get enough attention to have substance.
Hey, you know what it is, Won-Jin? I'm very suspicious of the narration. Because I think the narration was done because of the Amber Heard situation.
Oh.
You know, because narration is an easy way to save money.
Yeah.
And alter the story. Because I think the only movie where narration works is Goodfellas, and it's done intentionally. Other movies in the past, when there was narration, it's usually for like post-production, like shenanigans. So I felt like the narration... Yeah, Aquaman going into the depths. Yeah, ZZ. Tell me about it. I felt like the narration was done after the Amber Heard drama.
That's very probable.
Yeah, I was very suspicious of it because it wasn't necessary. I felt like it was just trying to explain to me things that I wasn't like even asking you.
Yeah,
like the movie, I felt like there were just like wholesale scenes missing. And like another suspicion I had was like, remember with like before Zack Snyder the Justice League movie. Like, there were a lot of CG and reshoots here, I think, too. Because there were scenes where, because remember, you and I both saw Aquaman 1, right? There was a uniformity to the whole thing.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, none of them looked out of place. But here, like, some of this, like, CG, whether the budget was missing, felt less than the other beautiful scenes I see. So I do think there was, like, a huge editing problem after the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial.
Yeah, there's something, like you say, there's something definitely wrong with consistency throughout the movie.
Like of the quality you're talking, right? Yeah, because like I felt like that
some
way.
scenes, especially in the Kingdom,
they
kind of feel like they don't really like, they're not on par with the other scenes that are very meticulously produced.
Yeah. But at the same time, I do feel like the original vision was close to the Flash movie. Because the Flash movie, like, I know people knocked that movie, but I did feel like there was a dramatic build-up to the last fight with Zod. And there was a emotional element to it with the mother drama and the time thing. So it's like the opposite of Venom 2, where Venom 2 is basically like CG porn to me. Like, just every exciting scene and the story doesn't matter.
And I think it's great that you mentioned the Flash, because they're like very similar scenes between the Flash and Aquaman, and I think they're executed very differently. In the Flash, remember like the scene where Kara is broken out of the jail, and then she's out of juice, out of power, and then miraculously we see the sun approaching her body, and then she gets her power back. That was a lot more dramatic compared to what Patrick Wilson went through here. We see him just like running for the water, and then he gets washed up by the waves, and then he suddenly just like shoots up and kicks their asses. Yes, I understand that it's kind of like the same sequence, but the way I felt is it's very less dramatic. It was not as dramatic as I had hoped it to be. Yeah,
I mean, there's I think the problem is dialogues and scenes are missing, and another problem I think is I said we were gonna have spoilers for Marvel, because after I watched the movie, I couldn't help thinking about the Thor series, because the first Aquaman, there were enough flashes. Like, James Wan brought an originality in design and the world that I was blinded to the story that this is basically another version of Thor and Loki. But this time, because of the editing, I just saw a lot of Loki and Thor vibe between Aquaman and Patrick Wilson's character, the Orm. Also, why is Aquaman so dumb? Like, you're a king, man, and you just like I did not appreciate him being characterized that way
as like a brute.
Yeah, because in the first movie, remember, like he goes through a lot of maturity, and then like there was a lot of like Thor and Thunder, like what's that?
Love and Thunder,
the fourth one. Yeah, because I felt like that movie ruined the third one for me with your dad died and you just killed your sister, and then in the Avengers, you go through grief and you recover, and then you're a fucking idiot again. I don't know. Like, so I felt like Jason Momoa. Like, I mean, he's a great actor. He's always good at that dude. Like, I don't like that word, but he's a dude, and he's so good at it. But I felt like, hey man, you're running a kingdom, dude. And then like, I agree with Orm when he said, like, yeah, you should be king, man. Like, Patrick Wilson, I'd vote for you. Like, so just minor details like that.
So it really feels like they tried to cover many different bases, but they're not like thorough enough to bring substance out of all those different scenes. And it's one of the reasons why after watching the movie, like the movie kind of feels rushed. Yeah, it just feels like rushing towards the end.
Yeah, and another thing is, the first movie's final battle scene was better than this one.
Yeah, because we both loved that kaiju moment. Yeah, I mean, even without the kaiju, that battle was like epic. That was like huge. Yeah, it was basically like Lord of the Rings underwater. Yeah, and then we have that kaiju moment.
Yeah, when the monster comes up here. I don't know, but I did like how they were trying to, like, I respect James Wan so much because it was a very convincing like Lord of the Rings moment. Like, cause wait, what's up?
I'm sorry to cut you off. I have to mention this one more thing. We mentioned Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah. And another problem I had with this movie's the final battle. Yeah. Was the moment when that king kind of got revived, but then he just got squished like immediately. It gave me a lot of Transformers too. You know, like when Fallen finally like gets his power, but Optimus Prime just kills him in like 40 seconds. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. But I did like the evil trident being like an evil Excalibur slash the one ring. Yeah. And then I did like Orm becoming like corrupted. And it was almost a beautiful moment. Except I wish I don't know, and they like I'm glad you brought that up because I felt like the Manta guy deserved more screen time. Like I love the actor. He was really good as this like mercenary on revenge. I feel like they shouldn't have kidnapped the baby. They should have kidnapped Aquaman's dad to make it more dramatic effect. So like the Manta guy is going, you let my father die, I'll kill your father. Like that would have made more sense because
sangre por sangre.
Exactly. Like because I don't care about this baby. I'm sorry because I knew that baby was gonna get hurt.
I mean, yes, but we as an audience, we all know that no character is gonna kill a baby.
And a scene that I did like is when Aquaman used his speech power to have all those whales throw sonic wave. That was amazing. That was awesome.
The whales destroying the sub. That was pretty funny.
Oh, I also love the sub design. It was such a like a Fallout like 90s like feel of like this analog yet advanced
like steampunk kind of thing.
Yeah. I love that. I love the designs in this movie.
Because of that, I wish they had explained a little, spent a little more time like showing the tech and stuff because that was very intriguing. But they just kind of skip everything. And we're just like just sitting there assuming that all these crew, they somehow figured out how to work this thing.
Yeah. And I found it interesting that a lot of the crew were women. And it was noticeable that the camera saw that. I like that about it. I like how I really love that element.
Oh, and I also like that robot with the octopus legs.
The design.
The design, it gave me a lot of the War of the Worlds, the alien invasion robot thing, along with the Matrix. You know those robots that attack Zion? Yeah, it gave me a lot of that vibe.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I also love the creature design of Necros, like those monsters and the villains. Like I can't knock the design because I loved all of them.
Yeah,
it gave me a lot of Guillermo Toro vibe.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro vibe. Yeah, because like I always love his like set design. Here, I think James Wan definitely took inspiration from him to hybridize these like technology and like fantasy elements, and the design was like impeccable.
Yeah.
But I did wish Arthur Jr. also had a chance to show his powers too. Like
I kind of hope that he would have gotten out of trouble
on his own.
Yeah, on his own using that power, and the fishes would like come to help him or something. That would have been a nice touch.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do feel like James Wan did try to pack in a lot of things.
I also he tried to pack in the message for climate change.
Yeah. No, I actually liked it.
Because the greenhouse gas in the movie is literally green. I love that touch. That I was like, oh my god, the greenhouse gases are green in color.
Look at this. They could have just said, this is CO2, guys. Like, literally, that was like funny to me too. And so like I enjoyed that.
And then we see I believe it's the Antarctic. The Antarctic ice is melting.
Yeah.
And inside there are all these like horrible creatures. Which is also a theory that there might be like ancient virus inside those ice caps and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Behind the Scenes. What's up?
Oh, Behind the Scenes. Hello.
Shout out to Zezzy. What was one of your favorite scenes? Hey, listen. I did feel like when they moved to the desert island thing, they were doing what James Wan was doing, what they were doing in Aquaman 1. Because Aquaman 1, remember guys, it also travels through regions. Very different regions.
Yeah.
Like remember even in the first one, Amber Heard and Aquaman show I Love You Each Other vibe from that very Greek islandish place. And then they go underwater.
Yeah.
And they so like James Wan is just really good at this environment hopping thing. So to answer your question, I love the desert scene too.
Yeah. It also gave me a lot of the Dune vibe, like it has all these organisms from what we see, like the sandworms.
No, it gave me that vibe, man.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah. When they were in that kingdom with these ugly ass motherfuckers.
And those like giant bugs.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Giant bugs and that was interesting.
Yeah, no, because I love the Lost Kingdom vibe, so I thought, so this must be the Lost Kingdom. No, there's another kingdom. And, one thing I did not like, I can tell you, is the council scene. I did not like the haphazard...
it did not go anywhere.
Yeah.
It didn't really go anywhere.
Listen, if you're going to explain, like, Atlantis society... Maybe you should have done a more thorough job. I felt like a lot of them were just story devices.
Yeah,
and I think those scenes are possibly another addition too, like because if you think about it, it could have been like where's Amber Heard and Aquaman's like interaction about family, about responsibility. By cutting off Amber Heard, like they unintentionally made her look like a very like a before Me Too movement, like woman, like supporting wife. Like I wanted her to like play more of a major role in terms of storytelling. And she was obviously one of the strongest guys out of the cast.
Yeah,
like her water power,
using that water power thing.
Yeah, but by cutting her dialogue, they kind of undermined the message. I felt. Like,
I agree.
Because we just watched Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League too. She's a very powerful mage. So that was kind of unfortunate. So I don't know, but I guess today we edit movies on live.
My favorite scene would be the scene where Patrick Wilson and Aquaman, they go to that island, that volcanic island where they're like pumping out greenhouse gases. That was my favorite scene.
I like family scenes. Talking with offspring, it's not real. Yeah. What was your favorite character? I do like Patrick Wilson. I did like Patrick Wilson and like them running from the the creature design was good because those
grasshoppers,
the most terrifying scene ever. Oh yeah,
and it's because they were eating this giant rat.
Yeah, and they gave me a lot of the King Kong movie vibe from how like big animals be.
It also reminded me of that movie. Remember that movie Cloverfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me that vibe.
Yeah. And Patrick Wilson eating cockroaches was also very funny. I wish they had more screen time. See, because of Amber Heard being cut off, I felt like the director couldn't choose like which one to prioritize. But yeah, the family scenes were great too. And I wouldn't have mind like more monsters too.
Yeah.
Like
just like what we saw from the first one.
Yeah, because listen, if one kaiju was in the first one, why not bring 3 kaijus on the second one?
Yeah.
So because that's like Aquaman's power, right? And he just told like in the movie, there's a line where he says, "I'll like to his son, I'll show you creatures you never met before." I thought that was a hint of another creature that's gonna come up. Except it's Free Willy and every one of them shoots sonar beams.
Sonar.
But I wouldn't have minded like a sea Godzilla, like 2 of them coming up and looking at Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa's like, "Yeah, bro, go fuck up Necros." And then
these monsters definitely have like scars everywhere.
Yeah,
you know that they're battle hardened. They're badass.
See, me and Won-Jin, we were a big fan of what was that movie by Guillermo del Toro of Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim, that's right.
We're a big fan of Pacific Rim, so that's another badass movie. But anyway, let's give it a score.
I would give this 6.5. I would give it a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5.
I still give this a 7. Like the artistic, like I know we said in the title this is less than Flash, but in terms of artistic design, this is one of the most like very original. I love how James Wan can just bring in these different movies, different elements, and make it seem original.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the designs seem so natural within the world. It's just a shame that the Amber Heard editing, I think, just messed up this movie. So I give it a 7. I'll still...
Yeah.
Like, will I watch it again? I don't know. But if I watch it on TV, I won't stop. I love the scenes. The scenes were beautiful.
Anyway, so that's our take on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Hey, thank you so much behind the scenes for joining in, man. Thank you so much. And thank you again, ZZ. Hey, we're gonna take a 3-minute break.
And we'll be right back to talk about
Fargo season 5, episode 6. IMDb gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, guys, we'll see you in 3 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Joji Movie So Awesome. I was Joe.
I was Won-Jin.
We'll see you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
I saw a ghost yesterday.
I see dead people.
No, you don't.
I see dead people.
Vampires are real.
No, they're not.
Hey, guys.